Welcome, Deviant Drivers. I am your host, Glovis, with Saito, and we got a wild Izzy with us
Yer.
this time. So, we just raced at Trial Mountain, race 2.
Yes, we did.
Izzy, if I am correct, is this your first time on the podcast?
It is.
All right, well, that's good. That means we have some questions.
Ooh,
Okay,
fun.
before we get into the race, let's meet our very special guest, who I'm guessing is a very strong Ferrari fan based on the shirt he's wearing. All right, so 3-car garage. Any 3 cars? What are you going with? Well, first off, I always forget this part. What the hell are you drinking?
Yeah. You're
great
bad about that for sure.
I actually have this very nice artisanal sangria that was gifted to us by my wife's best friend. We opened it for the first time on our wedding anniversary last month, but this has been in our fridge for so long that it is like a lot stronger. So clearly we didn't get through it all in one sitting. So cheers.
Nice. What about you, Gloves?
Yeah, I always bring something stupid. I got a big Shirley Temple guy. We got a Shirley Temple in a can.
Nice.
I had a lot of non-water beverages before 2 o'clock, and then I realized, I have to drink another one. So I didn't do anything too crazy. I keep making that mistake.
Well, hey man, you're still young, relatively. So if anybody can do it, you can.
Relatively. Time marches forward.
What Rhinegeist beer do you have, maybe?
I don't have any beer this time because I'm a dramatic failure. I'm just finishing off a Dr. Pepper from earlier.
Oh man, you know what?
Maybe
Dr. Peppies, man, they hit. Love me a good Dr. Pepper.
That's fair. All right.
It's my favorite, for sure.
So, 3-car garage, any 3 cars. No limits.
No limits.
Don't give me a stupid car for my wife and kid SUV you want to drive. No, they're not in this scenario.
Okay, well I'll tack them on at the end. I think Drinkai did that once, right? All right, so I don't want to just be stereotypical JDM. Obviously, everybody wants a Skyline, myself included. But for Dream Garage, I'm going like an NSX Type R, like 2nd gen. Or an S2K. But like an 80s Mercedes, like I'm forgetting which one is in GT7 right now, but it's got like the big square like headlights.
Yeah, it's like the 190E or the one after. I don't know the exact.
Love
it's a 300E, but they're both kind of the same thing.
Yeah. DB5 or whatever James Bond's gold Goldfinger. Yeah.
Nice.
That's a very unique selection, I'll say. The
Yeah, for
Mercedes
sure.
is a good one because that thing's so sick looking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alternatively, for a different market, would have been there was like a Gullwing SLS, I think, in like the early 2000s. Yeah, that would be it.
What's up? I don't think anybody's like given a Bond car in the entire like run of this show. I don't think anybody's ever said like an Aston Martin. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I wanted the Aston. Glovis, I'm so jealous. I wanted the Aston so
It's
badly
so nice.
for the James
It's
Bond
so
like
nice.
thieves.
Eli was like, "Trust me, it's so good." I was like, "Okay." Like,
dude, yeah, no. In testing, I was pushing for that hard, and I know Vic is like very pro MR, not necessarily anti FR, but not his preference. And I started off talking about like the Jag. That was like my first like, okay, this car rips, like even on like minimum downforce, super stable. And then he put me onto the Aston, so very disappointed. But I wish you guys luck in it.
my only big gripe on it, which isn't that big of a deal, in VR, the front left is so big, it creates a massive blind spot. Like, it feels like that hood is so long, but that's not that big of a deal. I mean, it won't matter for Goodwood because we're only turning right. So
there you go.
All right.
I'll hop back into it later because I'm curious. Like I'm super short. I'm 5'2", and I'm wondering if like that height difference like makes a difference because I don't know what you're talking about.
That's the first thing I noticed was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to drive. And I got used to it, but I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this because it just takes up so much of the left. But then I'm like, well, how much am I really looking to the left? Like,
yeah.
and that like thinking like I'm just kind of hope that whoever's next to me, like I'm not gonna hit them, they're not gonna hit me, kind of thing.
Yeah. Who needs mirrors?
Whatever.
I really like driving it too, but I haven't been back in it since VR. It's not the only one though that has like a huge amount of space like up front VR. Like, 'cause I know that the GTR used to be like my favorite Group 3, and it's a little wonky. I feel like I'm like way far back, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. The GT2 Skyline is like, well, actually all of them, because they're like super center of gravity, like seating position all the way in the middle of the car.
mhm.
But anyway, sorry, I digress.
Anyway, next one. It doesn't have to be in GT, or it could be. Favorite, least favorite track.
Okay. Favorite would be is it Barcelona, Catalunya?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one. That's kind of like the first race where in like the 458.
Keep going.
Oh,
What's going on here?
Yeah, so repping Ferrari gang. Yeah, the 458. There was a combination in like the either race B or C. Yeah, the 458 at Catalunya, and that's kind of where like, I started like clicking with like sim racing. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite tracks. This is also, I guess, a controversial take for least favorite. Well, not controversial and why it's my least favorite, but anyway, Monaco. I hate it for the racing, and I always struggle to have fun with it whenever I drive on it, just because it's so fucking difficult and I suck. But I'm also really, really bummed that it's not in GT7, because I would love to just like rip around. Yeah.
It used to be, which sucks that it's not, but maybe one day, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
It is very difficult to drive on, but it would be a really fun Group 3 race, or Group 4 race especially.
Hell yeah.
So.
Sunday Cup.
If it's already been in GT7, then they've already got it mapped. So it's just like a licensing thing at that point, probably, right?
Yeah.
That, and they said like city tracks are tough because with the technology, mapping all the buildings is a pain in the ass, which makes sense because the only one is Tokyo, which was from Sport, I'm 99% sure. And there's no other city track.
And aren't all the buildings and stuff in Tokyo, it's all fake too.
Yeah.
Like that's not an actual spot in the Tokyo skyline. It's like it's randomly created buildings.
Yeah, it's like based off of it. Because I like one time I went in Street View on their highways and like poked around because like they're like the weird like hatching and stuff is true to the game. But I think the issue is like with all their old tracks, and I'm thinking Gran Turismo 4 because that was the one I played the most. Every city track was like true to form. Like New York, you went around Times Square and then Central Park.
That's cool.
I didn't know anything about Seoul, but that also was true. I know the Tokyo one, which is the best one. Like if you pull up the map of Japan, like you could clearly tell where it is. Like it is so obvious because it has this weird like half circle turn. So hopefully one day, but none of the new tracks ever have a lot of buildings. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Yas Marina kind of bucks that a little bit. There's definitely a lot of
that's that
like
Saudi money though.
Yeah, that's the Saudi money. Nice.
But you're right. That is one, and I hope that is things to come because visually it's very well. All right. So next question: What got you into racing, sim racing as a whole?
Well, I mean, I've always been big into cars, and when I finally graduated from college and I had my first big boy job, I splurged on a G29, and I had it mounted on a like just folding plastic table. My roommate was cool enough about just me leaving it set up for like weeks on end, and I started playing Project Cars 2, and then. Yeah, just had to like move and like didn't really touch it for a while, and then I guess right around COVID is when I kind of got like a nice desk that I could actually have like my wheel mounted permanently on one side, but then just flip the monitor around for work. And so I started playing Project Cars 2 on PC a lot. Once I finally like moved in or got a house and could actually like have a corner like tucked out for like my my wheel stand, that was kind of just like. I got my buddies hooked on it too when they like came over, and so we just started kind of bullshitting, like in practice lobbies, pulling out ridiculous like 8,000 pp's or whatever, whatever engine swapped. You know what? My buddy Davo and Kiaraka would probably like get along with all the engine swaps.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Project Cars 2, that was when I got the PS4. That was one of the first racing games I got because GT wasn't out yet. It was fun.
Yeah.
I think it was fun. All right, last question. Most important one. Who are you punting? No repercussion.
No repercussion. Okay.
No
Well, I mean,
IRs, no nothing.
I've already bumped like a couple of you guys. I know Glovis, I've bumped you a couple of times. I think Berman.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But you know what? I think that I've otherwise been like, relatively clean. Since then, I've matured a lot as a person and driver. I kid. Probably K Morris. For no like particular reason other than like I gotta chuckle every time I think about him saying bomb clock.
That's so funny. I love
Yeah.
saying it too. I love saying it.
Like I don't want to appropriate it, but man, I find myself saying it to my cats all the time.
That's a great reason to want to like I can't get it out of my head. I love it.
Yeah.
Fair
Sorry,
answer.
Morris.
All right, so let's get into the race. We're at Trial Mountain. Our first time there in a while. Very long time, I think. Maybe 2 years? I feel like it's been 2 years.
Well, I think we were there in the reverse layout, season 4.2.
No, that was
Deep
Deep Forest.
No, we were. We did. I remember that.
Mm.
Okay.
Because Arcane was in the Kool-Aid car. That's not even remember. Okay.
Yeah.
So my favorite track, one of my favorite tracks, have it on the wall back there. Love it. So Izzy, let's hear about it. How do you qualify? Who you race against? Everything. Give us everything.
Okay, so I qualified, I think P6. So a little bit disappointed compared to pole at Daytona, but managed to survive turn one without losing like too many places. I think I lost a couple of places off the line just because the Audi's launches. And then maybe lost one place into turn one. And then as the lap progressed, just kind of kept falling back a little bit. I think I got as far back as P8. And even though I felt like confident in the car and I knew that I had pace from practice, I just couldn't really make any inroads. I think I was stuck behind, might have been Chaotica for a while. Like I think he was hounding me pretty hard, like on like lap 2 or 3, and he managed to make a clean pass. And we were kind of trading places for a while, I think, for a couple of turns anyway. But what I kind of realized is that it was really difficult to set up a pass and then make it stick. And so I think by maybe lap 4 or 5, I kind of just like figured like, okay, we're all keeping up with Zen right now. I'm just gonna hang out in the pack, see if I can fuel save a little bit. And I think by the first pit stop, I think like everybody was like around like the high 30s like on fuel, and I think I was like at 42%. And so like that definitely saved like a significant amount of time on the first pit. So I think I jumped. I think I jumped Face and I forget who else. But yeah, it was just kind of like a really nice, cool, slow burn where just kind of being able to focus on. Like I don't know, I guess having like a car in front of you makes it really easy to just kind of stay focused since you're chasing something. And so I just did that for a while, and then the race just kind of came to me towards the end. I think after the safety car, shout out to Vic for the dope strategy, even though he was like driving through the middle of Iceland like an hour before the race started. Yeah, he hooked it up. Roy Mustang too, shout out. But yeah, after the safety car, I think I found myself up to second place. I think that was after Gloves and Eli pitted. Someone else, man. I forget who else pitted, but yeah, I ended up in second, and I was having a hard time chasing down Tex. I don't think I really closed the gap ever. And then I think I started overdriving, and I almost spun it into the first left-hand tunnel. And Zen, who was maybe like 2 seconds behind, like capitalized like immediately. And so thankfully I managed to not completely like just spin out, crash into the wall, and get damage or anything. Definitely a Code Brown moment though. And yeah, so I think I fell back like maybe 4 seconds, managed to close the gap down to about 2 seconds towards the end, and Zen was also like having a hard time chasing down Tex. But it was intense, and it was like a lot of just trying to stay close to some really fast people, man. Like honestly, it wasn't. I in the moment I thought that it was a little bit boring just because I didn't really have a whole lot of like passing or anything like that. But just from like a strategy perspective and just doing the best of the situation to like try to play the long game. Yeah, it ended up being like rewarding, and I'm stoked with my first podium in GTD Pro since Le Mans, my first half season.
Oh my god, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Dude, I remember just being like stuck at the back, like no idea how to like properly like fuel save, and so I'm just like clicking down to like all the way down fuel map 6 once I'm like in top gear, and towards the end somehow made something out of it.
Yeah, it was the strategy on my end. Once again, just a failure. Which
No.
it wasn't too bad because we got fifth and sixth, but once like me and Eli qualify 1 and 2, and I'm like, all right, this happens every time. I'm gonna finish lower because I just can't figure it out. Like I know this has been an issue for 2 seasons where it's like
Dang.
I qualify top 5 every time, and then I just can't get the strategy done. So I tried to do the thing where we pit because I mean we just kind of led from the start into the safety car. Where you pit beforehand and then double pit on the safety car to jump everyone, and of course not a single soul pitted on safety car. And then you're left at okay, someone wasn't there, right? Yeah, so we were 12th and 13th with everyone we should be driving against up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we got to pass everyone. So, yeah, we basically the whole race was just catch up to you and Tex and Zen up there, but right away, like I got like past Cam and I don't know who else I was going through, but like the first few laps, like if we got screwed too, I don't know what Thrasher is doing, and I will call him out on this. After the safety car restart, he was like 5 seconds behind Cam. Like we restarted at basically the last turn, and like Cam's at the start line. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
Oh no.
You're costing yourself, obviously, but like you're screwing me and Eli over so bad. So we got in front of Thrasher within the first half of the lap, but like I don't know if he just was sleeping or what, but that was killer. But then like we gotta have everyone. Eli takes out Cam. I correct him. And then what really killed us because if I had, and I'll get to this the end of the lap, but like I'm driving through and then going into the last turn, the double left right. Like I got in front of, I think it was Chaotica, and I made up like 2 spots. And as we go into the turn, like me, Preston, Chaotica, and someone else go in there like 4 wide, and I go from like making up 2 spots on that lap to losing 3, and then I had to restart, and then I just couldn't get in front of freaking Preston. He was driving me nuts. Because like the straight, his car had a little more top end. So at the end of the day, it's just like we wasted so much time getting through the pack, which killed us. And then at the end, Eli didn't take enough fuel. I got ahead of him, but like I slowly started reeling you guys in. Like I don't know, were you in a yellow car?
I was, yeah.
Yeah. And I saw you and Face and Zen, like every turn where your lights were, like it got closer and closer and closer. And I'm like, it's gonna be so close. And if we had one more lap, I would have gotten both of you.
Yeah.
Like I had so much tire wear, I had so much everything. I was pissed. I'm like, please one more lap, because I finally got within like slipstream. And I was like, I just need one more.
Yeah.
Because I think when I like first came out of that last pit, basically what separated me to the next driver was the entire front straight. But there just wasn't enough time, and that's the what killed it wasn't even driving everyone. It was the stupid 4 wide we decided to do going into the last turn, and that was it. So
Yep.
I finished 5th, and I'll take it. But I thought we had him on the strat, and of course, no one. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah,
Shit, man.
I've made that same strategy mistake as well. Where I'm like, bro, this is so smart, and then falls on its face like immediately.
What the difference between in this situation of like 5th and 3rd, one person putting on safety car would have made the difference. Like, say if I don't know, Preston decided to put on safety car and put us behind us. That was one less car who was right in the middle, who was really hard to get in front of. That would have probably saved 2, 3, 4 seconds. And then the 4 wide, obviously, was a disaster. But somehow everyone came out unscathed, too, by the way. Just putting that out there. So props to them for clean driving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and dude, like I feel like it's extra tough also when you're like right behind your teammate because like you want obviously like, you don't want to like fuck up their race, and sometimes like it's just hard to like don't go for that gap, don't go for that gap,
Eli was really quick too.
Yeah.
And like what killed us is he got in an accident with Cam where he hit him. But like there was just so many cars on the track back by us where it's like I had no option to go wide, and then like obviously he's gonna take the position, like he's going to win, and then like now I lose a second waiting for him to go in front of me, and it just puts us in a bad situation, and it sucks because that was like the second straight race where we basically play catch up, and I just can't get it. I can't figure it out. Like I don't feel like it was this hard two seasons ago to figure out how to do a strategy. Like I've never had this problem this many races in a row. So.
Yeah.
But
well,
whatever.
I hear that Vic is like putting like strat lessons in his Peaks boxes. So order from Vic's Pizzas. Yeah.
All right. So let's get to the results. TX with a win. That might be his first win in a very long time. He's also been well enough. Zen second. Izzy third, followed by Face. Myself, Eli with the fastest lap. Coma, Chaotica, Preston, Thrasher, or K Morris is after Preston, and then Thrasher, Dirksey. Cam came in the middle. I missed him because he's at the bottom. I would do that as well. And then overall standings, it kind of messed up because everyone gets a drop race, so it doesn't really matter right now. But Tex, Vic, Eli, Zen, Izzy, Preston, Face, me, Coma, Chaotica, Morris, and then the relegation line. Jinkai with a nice 4 points. Dirksey and Thrasher. So.
He's in danger.
Yeah. Well, a Team Supra or a Team Crew Awakening, I'll say, having a rough go. That Supra has not been kind.
I guess you could say they're having a crude awakening.
They most definitely are having a crude awakening. And I believe Junkai will win 2 more races, so we might see him beneath that big, thick red.
Whoa.
Ooh.
At the end of the season.
Junkai in the promo relegation.
Yeah, setting the date. Setting the date.
Putting
my
calendar.
calendar.
Promotion relegation and decimate everyone. And then so.
Dang. He's throwing because he wants to like switch it up, drive some GT4s for a little bit.
Yeah,
he misses Merc. That's what it is.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. So that is Group 3.
Mm-hmm.
Group 4. Saito, really entertaining race. Really, really entertaining. Turn 1, disaster.
Yeah, it was fun. I had to wait until like a watch back. I had no idea what happened. Like I didn't qualify well because I don't ever qualify well. But then we have a good start or whatever. The Sylvia's like it has not much of a top end, but it can like get up and go. It's got a decent amount of acceleration. So I get up there and I'm just like following the pack and I'm noticing that it's like looking really, really crowded going over that hill. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden, just in my headset, it's a bunch of tires screeching. And then like Sully is all of a sudden right in front of me. And so I ended up like slamming my brakes, still hitting the back of him. I'm seeing cars sideways all around me. I have no idea what's happening. But then all of a sudden I go from like, I think I qualified like 10th, and then all of a sudden I'm in like 5th or something. Like I don't know what it was, like, but I was like way jumped up the field and like looking in my rear view and like in the side mirrors and stuff, and like it's a mess behind me. So I guess what ended up happening is 3 of the guys. Sorry about that.
It was
3 of them
messaging you.
decided to go like full on 3 wide into turn 1. Jim got kind of like shuffled a little bit and pitched to the side, and just everybody fell like dominoes.
Yeah.
So y'all were talking about strats and being a weakness. I gathered data, was like, okay, I'm gonna take this one seriously. I'm gonna do good. Saito's gonna try again. And I was getting really nervous about tire wear because I'm like driving the crap out of this car and really abusing its tires. Um, and I like on fuel could do a one stop. It was fine, whatever. But really was just like super nervous about tires. So I ended up coming out on softs. My idea being come out on softs, try a Captain Eli out, right? Like do something funky, come out on softs and like get ahead of everybody as much as I possibly can, pit, get rid of my hards, and then run mediums to the end after the safety car because it was a late one for us. It was like early for you guys, right? It was like super, super early. And it was like the second to the last available lap for us or something. It was like lap 19 or something like that. Um, so I came out on softs and I'm talking to Siem the whole time and he's getting banged up constantly, like getting hit, pushed around. Even Webbo in the stream was like talking about it, like like oh no, his pretty silver car is all dented. And so and he's being like cool as a cucumber, like over the mic. He's like, it's like, damn it, all right, we're good, no worries. You know, I can see you on the map, Saito, we're good or whatever. But he was going to try for the one stop, and I guess he started feeling like he was falling too far behind, so he kind of mirrored me and stopped for softs like right as I was stopping for mediums because we were going to try two different strats, just whatever. So, but that ended up being a mistake. I was fighting too hard on the softs, being quicker than everybody around me. I ended up picking up a penalty, diving a turn. I don't know the fourth from the last turn or whatever. It's the part you go down the hill, you get the view of the lake or whatever. I ended up like bombing the corner with Sully. I thought I was like completely in the track limits or whatever, and I just like I don't have. I used to use like a bumper cam before VR. I would use the dials, you know, to like tell where the car was in space. And I'm just kind of like, I don't really have that frame of reference anymore. So I'm thinking that like, oh, he left the door open, and like you look at the replay, and I'm just like completely cutting across. I cannot believe the game didn't give me a penalty. But I ended up fighting a little bit too hard, and then coming out on hards, and like I was battling with people. Like it was probably one of the most fun races I've had in a long time. I got to see a little bit of almost everybody on the track, and a lot of good fights. But the Sylvia just it had like no top end, and I'd get to the tunnel and I was racing really good. I was hitting purples in sector 1 every now and then on mediums. I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do this. I'd get to the tunnel and like I'd have caught up, you know, to somebody, and then they would just be slowly pulling away. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do to get it to move faster. I couldn't stay in slip. And then, you know, I end up losing them and then catching a little bit in sector 1 and a little bit, and then hit the tunnel again and fall right behind. So we had some really interesting fights where like Siem was like really like right behind me working the problem or whatever, like reminded me to like break slip. I think Jim was the one chasing us for a little bit. By the end of it, the tires were too worn, and I ended up losing like a decent amount of time in the last like 2 laps or whatever. Both me and Siem ended up getting passed, so it was a valiant effort. But yeah, and like the whole field watching it back too, like it was a really entertaining race. Came down to the wire at the very end. I mean, it was like 5 cars like going through the chicane at the end in the final lap or whatever. There was like that little there was the kerfuffle with Jim and Roy, but like, you know, it was wild. I love Trial Mountain. I think it's one of my favorite tracks in the game. It's like some of the best night racing of any of the tracks. So it was great.
Yeah, for sure. And I was being Merc's spotter, and him and Roy both got caught out in that turn 1 incident, and so for them it was just a lot of catch up.
Mhm.
and so like we've paired up like VR drivers with I guess flat screeners. Is that the term?
Flat screeners.
Like flat earthers. I don't know. Anyway, non VR folk. Yeah, and so I was yeah, just really like into his race, and yeah, I mean, he just drove like a really really solid race where he kept his nose clean, and like was building up pace, and the couple of times where like he was coming up on someone, it's really cool because I could tell how careful Merc is, and that like maybe a little too opportunistically, I see that there's gaps like forming, right? But I can see that he really focuses on just kind of like learning like what the car in front's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta think of like it's hammer time, or what is it that Bono says to Lewis? Yeah. Anyway, I gotta think of something to say to Merc, because yeah, at some point like I just kind of give him a little push, like nudge him along, and then like yeah, like next lap gets it done. And so I think just that sort of like patience, similar thing where it just came to him. So yeah, no, shout out to Merc. That was a great drive from him. Honestly, similar thing in Daytona where I think he might have started. I don't know if he was in an incident or just started a little further back, but yeah, kind of similar thing in Daytona where slow burn, let the race come to you, and just capitalize on when there's mistakes. So yeah, it was super entertaining to watch from like his like perspective as it was all unfolding. And yeah, I hadn't even, I have to go back and watch the replay because I have no idea what was happening like behind Merck. All I know is like I saw the three cars like colliding in front of him. He got caught up in it, and that didn't realize that there was like more damage behind.
Yeah, they really and a lot of the people caught up in that ended up like placing fairly high, like
Yeah.
so it was a lot of like really hard driving to come back from that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that like Merck, it was either Merck or Roy, I can't remember who, but like coming out of the tunnel when you get to the downhill or whatever, and you've got like the option, some people kind of keep it to the middle in that left-hander, and like some people go from the outside and like cut really hard across or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that like I like to like take it hard, cut really hard across it from the outside or whatever, and because usually that'll put me right at the apex, and cutting as much of that track as possible, and it's like a really good defensive move in my mind. Like I feel like a lot of people have trouble passing when you're doing that. And I remember, again, it was either Roy or Merck. I can't remember which one, but they like got me on my soft stint on the outside doing that. And I was just remember looking to the right and being like, what, how? Okay, fine. Bye. Like, really good driving.
Yeah, that had to have been Roy, because I think I would have like definitely like screen capped the shit out of that in the moment if I saw it live.
Yeah, it was wild. Like I'm never used to seeing a car on my right doing that. It was just like, no way.
Monica.
Right.
Yeah, it was a good race. Like on our end, Mars I was talking with Sully after the race, complaining about not doing well. He was like, all right, screw this, I'm gonna go race, because he didn't go. So he bailed, and then Mars once again is really really quick and took off. And like I know like it felt like some people were trying for that one stop because like how long you could take the tires, and it was kind of pushing in. So he pits right before safety car, I thought it was, and like he restarts at like fourth or whatever, and I'm like, all right, like no, like he's quick enough, he's fresh, he's gonna be able to get ahead of everyone and take the win. He put like half the fuel in, and me and Sawyer are like, dude, like,
what are you doing?
Low key, like, you got not that much fuel. Like, it was less than half tank. He was like, no, I got enough. And we're like, okay. So, like, he said it so calmly. He was like, I got this. And we're just like, all right. He didn't.
Cool.
He didn't have it. He ran out. And it sucked because he got right up, and I know he got ran off by someone, or someone ran him off. They got just a little fender bender. He was right up there in first, and it just sucks because, I mean, last time he hit on safety car and basically came last. And this race, he basically came last because he did that. So,
yeah.
And he was really hard on himself, which sucks because I don't know what happened, like with the fuel. Like if you just read the wrong number, like I don't know what happened with Mars. Like I must have just been like a lapse, which happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brutal.
I will say I think my first race when I was on Fletty's team, same thing happened to me where like I try to do the mental math and like you
It's
think that I'd be good
hard,
at mental
man.
math, but I can't do it. I can't do it mid-race.
Like
Mm-hmm.
the thing that always trips me up, which I know it's so simple, but like the calculating how many laps of fuel do I need minus the lap I'm on isn't the number, it's the next lap, and then you gotta like add the one because like if you pit on 29 and it goes to 33, you're not pitting for 20, you're pitting for 30 to 33, but it's not 3 laps, that's 4 laps. It drives me nuts. And
Yeah, like the longest, like the stupidest thing that I would do is that like okay, like if my lap times are like a 2:15, let's say, instead of rounding it up, I would round it down to 2 minutes, and then I would just like bake in like the dumbest like. Anyway, I digress.
it's not easy.
There you go. I'm always doing it, and then like I'll fuel, and then I've ended every single race with too much fuel, and I'm just like, but I'm doing the math. If it's this percent every lap, and I pit it on this, how did it not work? Like, yeah, and then too, you're doing the math and whatever, and you're like sitting there in your head thinking and thinking and thinking, and then you like look over and you like tab over to your like times or whatever, and like my last laps have been like significantly slower because I'm trying to do algebra. Like, dang, man.
All right, so let's get to the results. For this race, Shiesty with the back-to-back win. That's 2. Arcane bounces back, coming in second, followed by Ozzy and Merc. Then Dollars per win gets a nice 5th place, followed by Binkit. Roy Mustang Sr., Jim, Slug, Siam, Saito, K2 Mars with the fastest lap. A nice consolation for being in 13th overall. And then Kiro Sky. So overall standings, like I said, doesn't matter too much right now, but Shiesty, Dollars, and Arcane are above the green line, followed by Roy Mustang, Ozzy, Merc, Binkit, Jim, Slug, CM, Kiro Sky, Saito, Mars. Floody with 0 points because he said I'm racing and then didn't. So, team standings. We have Legend Motor Racing at number 1 with a 4-point lead over Team Jetstream. Sugar Rush Racing in 3, then Team Liquid Death at 4. Perfect Pace at 58. Shout out that Calico Cat livery. I hate cats, by the way. Hate them. But
Lame.
that Calico Cat was pretty sweet, and that'll be my permit. This week's is pretty good. It's a very famous cat. We'll leave it at that. Any guesses?
Felix.
Not that bitch Garfield. Who the hell's Felix?
Felix the cat.
What is that?
Oh my god. Oh man, I'm so old.
Oh no, it's way older.
It's older than that.
Okay, yeah.
You know who Felix the cat is.
I definitely don't.
You definitely do. You'll look. All right. Look. All right. Felix the cat. Does that work? Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Come on, you know who Felix the cat is. You've seen that. Yeah. Very itchy and scratchy code.
Motorsports at 6, and then Crude Awakening is having as Izzy said earlier, a very Crude Awakening at 7. And so I always forget the reserve drivers. Sully was in that race. He got 3 points, which puts them above Mars and behind you. Sorry, Sully. It's so low at the bottom, and I go right over it. So that is it for GT3 and GT4. We go to Goodwood next, which is going to be a disaster. And
for y'all.
We know who voted for that, so that was announced.
You know, I want to revise my punt answer. It's going to be Preston for voting for Goodwood.
I put it on the sheet for seasons as a joke, being like, and then like you get 2, it would get 4, then maybe like 5, and then back to 2. And then this season, for some reason, like got 10 votes. So I'm like, you know what? When I was messaging Chaotica and Merc and Yakai, I was like, so here's the schedule, and just left it right in the middle. And like, they're not saying anything. Like, It was just kind of like, really? And I was like,
It's what
all
the
right.
people wanted.
Yeah, it's what the people wanted. So Daytona Oval Race win.
Daytona Oval? What? Iger when?
Hmm?
Everybody's so afraid of Iger. GT3 guys can get some air off that little bunny hop, man.
Like honestly, that one would
Come
suck in
on.
GT3 cars just because that middle sector is just gonna be like.
I mean,
Iger,
controversial
Iger,
take. I think that
Iger.
both of those tracks are sort of on the same level as like what is it, Speedway X, or I forgot what the actual name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
that's. I'm so down to try every single track in the game in the World Series, but I will skip Special Stage X.
I hate
There's
yeah,
no way.
yeah. Like, I always stick around whenever it comes up on beer carts because I'm about that life. But my heart hurts a little bit every time where I'm just kind of hoping that we'll all revolt and say down with Stage Root X. But maybe you got to be the change you want to see. Maybe I'll start that that rant the next time it comes up.
If we do Stage Root X, like, honestly, there's a point where it might just be pit maneuvering. People might be worth the time they lose and just take it. So.
We've done Root X in beer carts before, and it was like surprisingly fun. Yeah, we ended up. It was a night we had like, I mean, I want to say almost a full lobby, and somehow with boost and everything, Chaotica is like just stayed 100 yards ahead of everybody. But the rest of us were all in a pack and like drafting off each other and trying to pass. Like we liked it so much. I think that like the race, the encore race or whatever, we all got in like GT4s and did it again.
Yeah.
Like, because it's got some like hardcore NASCAR vibes. So
yeah,
if it was
it's fun.
Maybe how long is it? I think it's a lap is like 13 miles or something. If it was like maybe 4 or 5 miles, I don't think it would be that bad. But,
yeah. And I rescind my criticism because I actually haven't tried it in carts. I haven't tried it in carts, so that sounds like a lot of fun actually. But I think I've always only done it on like the encore races, where inevitably like I don't like people don't have like all the same car, and so But anywho, I digress.
So all right, moving on. We'll quick touch on the other series. I'm just gonna give a shout out because they're heroes. DMR been really fun Wednesday nights in the Red Bull car. That is awesome. You guys gotta go to that. I like it more than F1. It is really, really fun. That car is really fun to drive.
Yeah. We're on a bye week by the time this comes out. No. All right. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah. We'll have not done DMR this week. So.
DMR Wednesday nights be there. Globus Cup is always. We need Team Red to show up for the.
Yes.
We're getting our butt kicked. But the Globus Cup is great. That last one was the first time I turned my wheel down. That Formula 1 car is so hard to drive. Oh my gosh. I think the next race we're in. I don't even know why I even bothered saying it. And one make. Basically, it's the same crowd, but you're probably looking at it.
Y'all should come.
So, all right. We're going to touch on this. This should be on the podcast before, maybe. We're just going to go into I'll touch on it just in case you don't know. So, we're doing the similar to Top Gear, which I actually have never watched, the lap where all the people get in the car and drive it, and we're doing that. So, I'm going to share Izzy's lap here. Me, Saito, and Soli have done a lap. The Ford, we're just going to have to say the car, because hopefully none of you losers go practice this for fun.
Yeah. If you practice before coming on the podcast instead of just jumping in, we're gonna find a way to like screw you over. Don't do it. Don't do it. So, race in the spirit of the thing.
Okay. So me, Sully, Saito did it. We have the 4GT. I forget what was our time. Sports Softs at Dragon Trail. You can see this, right? Okay, so that's our order right now. Wait, you guys can't see it, can you?
Oh wait, no, I'm seeing your.
I can see it.
You're seeing the YouTube or the Google Sheets?
Yeah.
The YouTube.
YouTube. Yep.
Cool. All right. So let's. This is Izzy's best lap. Let's break it down. So here he goes. Default livery, unfortunately, kind of lame. but you know, we'll take it. Oh, I gotta play it on the right side, not the left side. Come on, man. All right. So take a little wide. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
Slide the hell out of that turn.
Yeah,
How do you
that.
feel about driving the car, first and foremost? Also.
Well, you know what? It when I heard what the car was, it brought back some wounds. Season was that 4.3? God,
You
I hate
did
the Ford
drive that
GT
one.
GR3. Yeah, it was a piece of shit. um, and so when I saw this car, I'm like, okay, you know what? I've it's good to give second chances. And so I'm glad I did because this car was fucking fun, man.
It
Um,
is.
yeah, I definitely took like the first couple of laps to
Well,
sorry, I'm
hold
yapping
on.
too
Let's
much.
go back real quick.
Yeah, I'm yapping way
So,
too much. My bad, guys.
well, no, you're good. Well, you can keep going. Let's just look at all that right
Yeah.
there.
Oh, what is that?
So,
Well,
if you notice in this lap, from what I'm seeing, Saito is he's braking hella early because we can tell from the first 2 laps he tried to drive it like a race car, which is why the right front is torn to shreds.
yeah.
Right.
And here, you know what? I'm gonna challenge everybody else who comes on onto this challenge. I'll send you $1 if your front bumper doesn't look like that after the first lap.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
You guys heard it. All right. Like.
our laps haven't been seen yet, but definitely I think the first time mine it like snapped into a wall. And I was like, holy crap!
Yeah.
It is the same wall, and I can confirm, no spoilers. Everybody that has thrown down a lap thus far has hit the same wall.
Yep.
Like every time, everybody gets in this thing and thinks it's a GT car, and all of a sudden breaks.
It's in the name, bro.
Right? It's how it is. You're right. You're right. So
I think the downforce kicks in and it does not. So I definitely noticed learning from the first 2 laps on how easy he took those way off the rumble strips, just staying in the middle of the track. Fair. So I didn't even know this thing had an active arrow until I started driving it.
Mm.
So this one was tough. How it's getting a little laggy, but how little this thing slows down. You would think it would be more. It's not terrible, but.
right.
Well, you know what? It's better than the GC3 car.
And this is coming in. Everybody seeing how everybody does that. See, you got like you got a little bit more hairy with it going through the death chicane. Look at that.
Definitely taking it easy. Stay right in the middle, making sure. No fun. And in the hard break in the middle. This one turned deceivingly also. It's not as easy in this. It's a little slide there at the end. So I will cut it off before your time is seen. But I will share this. So that's your lap.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts? How fast do you think you could have went?
Well, what's strange is that through some of the turns, I definitely felt that I was smoother in my second lap, but surprisingly, every single sector I was like purple, or I was increasing my gap from lap 2 to lap 3. So I don't know what the fuck I was talking about, but maybe I could have gotten an extra second down if I had practiced, or if I knew the track a little, or I should have said, I'm not gonna use any excuse anyway. I guess the part that has me a little bit bummed is that you're saying that I took it really, really easy when in my mind I was driving the shit. So where do I come in? I really don't know.
So I will keep the times hidden, also because I don't have them off the top of my head. They're not even in here. But I remember somewhat of what they are.
Mm-hmm.
So you will fall right here in a nice second place. I'm assuming you did it on a wheel.
I did.
As well.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you were maybe 0.6 behind me. Saito, does that sound somewhat in the realm of
Yes.
6 to it definitely wasn't more than a second, but it wasn't less than, I would say, like 0.3 or 0.4. I would say somewhere in between 0.4 and 0.8.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
what I.
Well, you know
It
what?
is. No, I was just gonna say I was like, so I was watching him right the entire time, and like, you know, the first two laps like picked up penalties or whatever. And I remember the second one, like, you know, you picked up a small penalty or whatever, like it wasn't bad, it was like a track cut or whatever, and I was getting excited because like you crossed the line and I was faster than you, and I was like, oh, okay, yay. And then like noticed you started being like kind of careful on the third lap, and I'm like, I think I might, shit, he's faster than Glovis, never mind, okay. Yeah, I ended up coming in like somewhere right at around half a second slower than Glovis's time. So
Well, you know what? One of the things that I've learned from doing Gloves Cup and One Make is, Gloves, you are fast as fuck in like any type of car, and so you know what? I'll take that.
Thank
I'm
you.
stoked.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. But it is definitely a hard. It is awesome how difficult those hypercars are to drive.
Yeah.
Not like they're not impossible, but like you would think like, oh, this is gonna be a dream. Like they have so much power and they're so fast is what makes it difficult in circuit racing. Obviously, I think with the racing tires, it fixes all that and maybe some other things. But oh my gosh, like the S's. I think my first time I took it, so I went like right through the dirt. Like I was just like sitting on making it, and Sully got a bad break too because he took a penalty on his, and obviously, if you take a penalty like on the lap 2, you take it on lap 3 and your lap 2 doesn't count. And we were like, dude, like, do you want to do it again? And he was like, nah. I'm like, okay.
no redos.
Very-
No redos. You were like, do you want to do it again? And I'm sitting there going, no.
Hey, I'm just
Allowed. He's not allowed
I think
to.
it's unfair that you. I think this is a Gran Turismo problem where, like, if you take a penalty halfway through lap 2, it invalidates lap 2, and then it basically invalidates lap 3 because he was going faster in lap 3. It doesn't matter. It sucks.
So he is the one who put the really strict penalties in. That was his idea. So he did that to himself.
He did. Because I think Saito hit. Was it you or me who hit the wall? And the time was like 5 or 6 seconds. Crap.
Yeah, it's a 5-second penalty for hitting the wall. That's Sully. That's entirely Sully. And on his third lap, we don't need to spoil it or anything. But no, he doesn't get to try again because I'm ahead of him. So he can try again.
That is fair. So, and you'll always be ahead of him. So that's that. So Izzy, thank you for doing that.
Well, it was a lot of fun, guys.
Everything we got. Plus, we're right just under the hour, so that's perfect timing. You guys got anything else?
No.
This was a lot of fun, man, and I hope to see a lot more names up on that board. So
we'll see who we get next.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll
oh, I know how we're gonna find the cheaters. Anybody who doesn't make that mistake on the first lap.
Oh.
Right. Anybody who doesn't hit the wall on the first lap is sus. Give you the penalty anyway.
Oh man,
we'll give it to him no matter what. So that's all I got, gentlemen.
Cheers, a lot of fun.
Showing up, Saito, as always, my partner in crime. See you guys Sunday.
See you guys Sunday.
Yeah, see you Goodwood.